Hey, welcome back everybody. Today's topic is about how predictable or unpredictable is the gig economy. And we're going to cover pretty much all the apps. Okay? So this way it could be fair, so we can get a more broad understanding of all the apps and all the markets and try to see what's predictable and unpredictable. Or do you think they are predictable or unpredictable? And I'll give you guys an example. Now, I know somebody that works in Louisiana. His name is Bobby. You probably heard his name before. He's a gig economy driver, just like you guys. And he started doing the gig economy, and he found out that what was working for him at the moment, and it was working for a while. He was doing the Spark delivery shop and pays, and he used to do like ride-alongs. You see him in the video, and at the time being, it seemed to be predictable. He was making what he thought he was going to be making every day. He would see the results pretty much more or less being the same. And he was content. He was content with that, and it was working for him. But then after a period of time, it came to a point that being predictable, what he was doing, or have that feeling that it was predictable for a period of time, it just changed. All of a sudden, it's like, I'm not getting any offers. What happened? Where did all these offers go? And then when he was getting the offers, they were like so low, and they were just, the distances were far, and it was like, it wasn't worth doing. And the frequency that were coming in, it was so low, the frequency, and it was like, what am I going to do now? All of a sudden, it's like night and day. So that's when the unpredictability came in. It's like, you get that feeling like you don't believe it. I'm like, you might think that, oh, maybe it's just a day. Oh, maybe it's just this week. But he was seeing this day after day after day after day. Weeks went by, he was seeing the same thing. So he'd be like, well, I got to do something else now. So he turned on and tried to do Uber Eats and DoorDash. And all of a sudden, Uber Eats, he was doing very good with Uber Eats. But Uber Eats before, when he tried it in his market, it wasn't that great. And DoorDash was like a hit or miss here and there. But it just changed. Things like got flipped around. One of the best apps he was doing, all of a sudden, it turned sour. And the other ones that were sour, all of a sudden, they turned great. Just like that. I believe that's pretty much what I feel, and I believe that the gig economy apps are very unpredictable. And it could be from market to market, and it can also affect the same metro area in your market, because every metro area has the main city surrounded by towns, and that they're connected to the main city. That's the metro area. And sometimes one town to the connecting town, they can go back and forth. One of them can be busy, and the other one is slow. And then it flips to the other one gets slow now, and the other one is busy. And then there are times they're both slow. And then there are times they're both busy. It's unpredictable. And it depends on your market, how long it lasts. Now, your market can last, let's say, a whole year. Sometimes it can last 2 years of being consistent. And then all of a sudden it will change. And then we see some drivers will go to or I'm going to have to move to another area, to another location. And they find one and it's working there. And then that turns sour, and they go back to the one that was doing slow. Now it's back to normal again. It's very unpredictable. And that's we drivers in the gig economy community, we have to face that. It's just the nature of how it is. But what does it affect it? That's the thing. What affects the predictability or unpredictability of the gig economy apps? It's the consumer, it's the customer, it's the economy. This year, there's more factors. We got inflation, we got the high cost of living, and some markets are affected differently than others. My example will be from being here for a while. It was doing okay for me personally. It was good. I'm not going to say it was excellent, but I can say that it was good because I was comparing that to another app. But the people that are already doing it longer at that same location, I think they had more than a year or 2 years more experience being in the same location. It was even better because the base pays were even higher. And the orders were more better and less offers that were not really good offers with the payouts. And that changed this year. It just changed. This summer of 2024, it just took a dive. But then again, we're hearing from other drivers out there that they see the effects in other markets as well. But not every single market, but most markets. And that's the W2 section too. They got affected as well. We heard about the whole layoffs. Restaurants are filing for bankruptcy, Chapter 11. I told you guys about corporations laying off thousands and thousands of people. So it does affect everything. Gig economy being one of it. It will affect the apps as well. If customers, they're not ordering, there's no orders. That's what it comes down to. That's why it depends on the economy and the consumer and the customer. If the economy is doing great, customers have more money, you'll see more orders. It's a chain reaction. And if the economy stays stable for a while, let's say for 2 years or 3 years, and customers are doing okay, they'll order. So you'll see a short amount of time of being predictable. And then the economy takes a dive, layoffs are happening, inflation is going on, customers are not tipping on these orders anymore, less orders, customers are shopping, going out to eat or shopping, then it becomes unpredictable, the market. And we cannot tell the future how things are going to get turned around. That's the thing. And that's why the gig economy becomes unpredictable. You cannot foresee the future. And the gig economy companies are affected as well. But most of the burden will be on the drivers. So, and you guys can express your thoughts and your opinions in the comments, because I got all this information comes from a lot of the people there in different markets, people that I know. I see it in my market. I talk to people in my market. So we get a little bit more information. And also from other channels. They're in different locations in the United States. And they're giving you their stories. And you see the pattern. And when you watch the pattern, you see that, in my belief, that it is something that is unpredictable. It's never the same. You do get the feeling that it's the same. Don't get me wrong. You get that feeling that it's the same for a period of time. But it's not there like that forever. It changes. Some people are claiming that they never seen a change. But when you put it on a scale, the majority of people are seeing the differences. Some people might work for them for 1 year, then that app is not working anymore. They have to do a different app. And then that different app that they started doing, that's working for them. So they're doing that for the time being, for as long as that's going to last. Then, and if that changes, they're going to either have to go back to the old one or another one. But if it's it's a point where there's other factors, like we said, inflation, economy, and customers, and it's nationwide for the most part, then a lot of these markets, it doesn't matter what app you're using, it's going to be pretty much the same. Because a lot of the customers, they're not saying that, oh, I'm using this app because I don't have money, but I'm not using that one. No. If they don't have money, they're not using any app. When they do have money, they'll have a choice to order from this app or that app. So then it's a decision to where which of the apps are going to be used the most in that market. That's when the economy is doing great and people have money and they order in, depending of which membership they have with particular gig economy app as customers. Depends on how many customers belong into that particular app in your market, and you get more offers from that type of app than the other one. But when the economy is down and customers are not ordering and they're going out to shop and they're going out to eat, they're not using any app, so all the apps are going to be down. So it depends on the state of the economy. It depends on how much inflation. It depends if customers have enough money to keep ordering on the platforms, or they're going to be going out and eating out. You see what I'm saying? So, in my belief, I have to say that, and in my opinion, I have to say that the gig economy is unpredictable. This is in my experience, my thoughts about it. If anybody asks me a question, what do you think? You think this gig thing is predictable or unpredictable? I would have to say that it's unpredictable. And you guys know, you probably can give your thoughts about it. And do you agree that the gig economy is predictable, or do you believe that it's unpredictable? And you can leave it in the comments, and I'll catch you guys later.